Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. I'm bringing you reading for the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. We are going to be doing something a little different this week. We are going to actually be covering an astrologically based reading for all 12 signs for the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. And the reason that is right now we are going through a very powerful time energetically. It's almost kind of like a portal gateway, because there's just truly so much going on right now that is pushing everyone for transformation, everyone for huge changes, everyone for taking some big leaps of faith, you know, going for it, taking a risk, doing those things. And it all actually started with our full moon that we had on Friday, June 9th, and that was the full moon that was in Sagittarius. And boiled down, essentially that full moon was all about it's a time for change. It's a time to take a chance, take a risk, take that leap of faith. So since then, what's been going on with the planets and the transits and everything, everyone has since been pushed to take the time to reflect. There have been secrets revealed. There have been surprises. There has been a lot of time spent evaluating what is it that we desire? What do we want from here? Where do we go from here? What are our next steps? There's also been some evaluations as far as, okay, well, what if I wouldn't have made that choice? Because some, with the evaluating everything, realize, okay, I made the wrong decision. You know, I took the wrong career path, or I chose the wrong person. So there's been a lot of, okay, well, what ifs? What if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? Why did things turn out the way they are? But it really has been a lot of reflection, evaluation, contemplation. That's been necessary. So now as we're heading into this new moon, well, before we hit the new moon on Friday, we're going to have a solstice on the 21st, which is Wednesday. And then right around the corner on Friday the 23rd, and it's Eastern Standard, it's going to be around 10:30 in the evening, around 10:30 in the evening. And it's a new moon in Cancer. And that's on Friday the 23rd. And that new moon, it's going to be intense. Now you'll find that for some of you, it's not going to be as intense as the past ones, but because of everything that's energetically going on, it's going to be fairly intense for most. And Cancer is all about mothering, nurturing, those, you know, caring. For most, you really need to primarily focus on this time caring for yourself rather than caring for others. It really is a time to do something for yourself. Go get a massage, go spend time with friends, you know, go do something fun that you enjoy. Take a little, you know, if you can take a day and get away from the office and go do something, but take time to do something for yourself, to nurture yourself, to care for yourself. You will find many of you are going to feel frazzled this week, and everyone has been feeling frazzled since we had the full moon on the 9th. That's because this is a huge push to finally take that leap of faith, to finally step into this transformation, because many of us are giving birth to a new life, a new way of doing things, new relationships, new careers. I mean, this is a huge time of transformation. So that's why you're feeling frazzled. It's because this is the final, it's a big push. So there's going to be, clear up until the new moon, there's going to be some emotional ups and downs. There's going to be some upheavals. You'll also find that this is it's an optimal time to release anything related to mother issues. So if as a child you were very, you know, your mother was very critical of you or criticized you a lot, you'll find that now you are very critical of yourself as an adult. This is an optimal week to have some healing work to release that. Or maybe as a child, maybe your parents were very busy with their careers and the focus wasn't on you, and you felt that you were alone. You felt abandoned. Well, now as an adult, that's left you feeling unloved, unworthy. You don't allow anyone to emotionally get close to you because you're afraid, okay, if I let someone close, they're just going to not be there for me. They're going to abandon me. I'm going to be stuck alone again. This is a week to do related work, release work, healing work related to those issues, particularly if they involved your mother. And this is something for many that, you know, you'll have to recruit the help of a professional healer An energy healer could be someone that does Reiki, could be someone that does quantum touch. For some, you may be able to actually find a meditation online and do that. But this is an optimal time to take care of releasing and healing anything related to mother issues, mother concerns, anything that's impacted you and is still impacting you at this point. What you'll also find with this new moon is the big key piece of it is communication. Communication, communication, communication. That is huge. So for some, you're going to be pushed to finally open up and share some secrets. For some, you're going to have some information shared. But it's all about communicating externally, but it's also big with communicating internally, because this is a week, this is the time that decisions have to be made. And decisions will be made for many of us. And for some, these are big decisions that you've been putting off for months. So for some, you've been trying to decide which path to go on career-wise or romantically, but you've been putting it off, you've been putting it on hold because you're like, oh gosh, but if I make that decision, my life's going to change. My life as I know it and as I have had it for years is going to be completely changed. Granted, it's for the better, but we're creatures of habit. We don't like change. So you didn't want to have that change. You didn't want to have life change, even though it's good. It's going to bring in everything you've ever wanted. You've still pushed it, kicked it down the line because I'm not ready to have my life truly change just yet. But you will be pushed this week to make that decision. And most people are going to be pushed to make, because for many there has been a big decision that's been lingering for a while, that really has been delayed, that's been put off. You're going to find that this week, particularly up against the new moon, you will be pushed to make that decision regarding this new beginning. For some, it's new beginning in love. For many, it's new beginning in love. For some, it's a new beginning in career. But it's huge, it's big, and this is the time to make a decision. Because by making that decision, you will find that it's going to be successful. You'll find that it's going to be something that's rooted, that has a solid foundation, a solid base, something that will be long-lasting, that can last a lifetime. Because right now is the optimal time to make those decisions regarding personal and professional relationships. Because if you can make those decisions finally, just make the decision, take the leap of faith this week, you're guaranteed success. Because you have all the support from the divine, literally pushing, pulling, and dragging you to make that decision. So be fearless. Make that decision. Know that you are going to have success. It is going to be long-term. It's going to bring you these things that you've been desiring, that you've been wanting, for many of you, that you've been wanting your whole life. Which is why some have been delaying making the decision, because you're like, oh my gosh, I really want this, but boy, it's going to change everything. Everything. But it's going to change it for the better. So I encourage all of you to be fearless, make those decisions. You have a ton of support helping you with that this week. And if you're interested in finding out about the transits and everything that's going on, there's a number of great astrologists that are out there. Some that I really like to follow are Pamela Gregory, Barb Goldsmith, the Leo King, and Kelly Rosano as well. And those are just some that I watch, but go out online, check. There's tons of YouTube videos. There's a lot of greats out there. They have tremendous amount of insight and information. And if you know what's going on astrologically, it really can help you more gracefully navigate through these things. And it can help you also understand why, okay, if you wake up one day and you're very emotional or you are very tired, it'll help you understand why, so that you can just go with it. And if you're tired, take a nap. If you're emotional, let yourself cry. But that way you don't wake up thinking, oh my gosh, something's wrong, what's going on with me? That you can just go with it gracefully. And this is an intense time, but it's good. It's bringing about those hopes, those wishes, those things that we have wanted, that we have been praying for, that we have been doing visualizations for. So this is kind of like a capstone. It's this big final push. So I do wish you all well as you navigate through that. For everyone that's new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Last I checked, we are at like 9,400 subscribers. So as promised, once we do hit 10,000 subscribers, I am going to randomly select 3 people to do free 15-minute readings for each of them. So if you're new, go on ahead and subscribe, and that will get you eligible to potentially be selected as one of the people who's going to receive a free reading. For all those that have been here for a while, thank you. I do appreciate it. I love all the feedback. I love all the support from everyone. Thank you for everything. let's see, is there anything else before we get started? Because I'm going to do some editing for you guys, so I don't have to restate all of this information over and over again. Okay, well that's it. So we are going to get started, and again, there is going to be a reading for each astrological sign with regards to the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. For some, you may find that this could possibly extend a week past that, but it's not going to go any further than a week past this time frame. So it really is to help everyone, because it is a pivotal time. It's almost like a big portal gateway that is going to lead to your dreams coming true. It's a big, huge push. There's a lot that has to be done by everyone this week, which is why they want to get these specific messages out for each astrological sign, so you can literally utilize this time, making those changes fearlessly, birthing that new life, that new beginning, that solid foundation, that personal relationship, and for some, the professional relationship of a lifetime that you've been wanting to have, because the time's here and the time is now. And so they're just wanting to provide this additional information to help you with that. Now, for those of you that are interested, the cards that we're going to be using today, I have Doreen Virtue's Saints and Angels, as well as her Fairy Tarot cards. I have the Lover's Path by Chris Waldhair, and the Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. And then I have my Bluebird Lenormands, my Gilded Lenormands, and my Sibylla's, all prayed, shuffled, prepared. If we need any clarifiers along the way, we'll use those as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Leo. This is Nicole bringing you your reading for June 19th through the 25th. I want to say general, but it is love focus for pretty much everyone. So let's go ahead and see what is in store for you. I have prayed over the cards, shuffled them. I have asked that each of you receives at least one message. Please remember, this is for a large audience. So you might find that only, let me fix things. Okay. You might find that there's only one message that's applicable for you. I do hope that you get more than that, but if it's only one, just remember it is for a number of people. You can always check as well your moon and your rising sign, as you may be able to get some more clarification if this just doesn't resonate with you from one of those. So make sure you guys can see those. Okay. So what we have is we have the situation and the recent past, which you're unaware of, and the recommendations that they have for you. Starting off, okay, so you have the Seven of Arrows. And this is all about, you know, being on the defense, protecting ourselves, having caution, feeling vulnerable, feeling that we have to defend ourselves, particularly against someone. It's also about being in a need of time of caution, you know, being cautioned to look at something and really examine something. And if you look here, she's sitting and she has 5 of the arrows gathered. And she's left 2 behind by him, and he's like curled up in bed. So for some of you, you have had a change with a love interest, a partner of yours. You've gone separate ways. So there was, for many of you, he was closed off. And you can change the gender. If it sounds like your situation, it is. But see how he's totally, I don't know if you guys can see that. His arms are crossed over his heart. He's totally closed off. He's not opened up to this love. And you've become so discouraged that it's ended, that it's over. And for valid reasons, because there were and are things going on that you're unaware of, that are not being shared with you. And for many, he's closed off because of someone from the past. So although you're ready to share this love, it's not been received. And in the recent past, there have been some problems with that end. Okay, they're both 7s. We're going to come back to that. So at the bottom, this is 7 of Spring. It says, be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. So this is, you know, really truly stand up for yourself. Don't back down to others. Don't allow them to intimidate you or talk you out of your beliefs, the things that you want, the things that you desire, taking a stand for yourself, knowing that you're right in taking a stand, continuing to have courage even during something that's heartbreaking, difficult trial and tribulation, standing firmly in that, steadfast in that, not budging. So for some of you in the recent past, so 2 7s, it's funny because they're kind of contradictory, because it can be talking about the ending of a relationship, which this has, for many of you, it actually has ended. But it can also speak of true love. But there's some things that have to be, and when I say karmic cycles with other people, it's, you know, somebody can go through a traumatic breakup and they've not healed their heart. The karmic cycle is they haven't learned to love themselves. They haven't healed their heart so that they can fully open up to someone else. Karma is lessons. Karma's lessons. But they're lessons that haven't been learned. Because for some of you in the recent past, there have been disagreements, arguments. You have had to be defensive to stand up for, okay, this is what I want. So for some of you, this person has been totally closed off, and you've had to finally stand your ground and say, look, you're either in or you're not. You're all in or you're all out. But I'm not going to stand any longer for this half-heartedness, not being fully in, and also feeling as though you're connected, you're wanting to build a home with someone else. And it's been hard because you do truly love this person. You do feel like this is a true love, a deep love that you've had to walk away from. But they are congratulating you because despite how hard it is, that was the right thing for you to do. Because there's cycles that you... Okay, because you're both having to break a cycle. So by you letting them go, which was not easy, look how upset she looks in this card. It wasn't easy for you to let this person go, because for some of you, this is a divine love. This could be a soulmate, it could be a twin flame, twin soul. But you had to let them go. They're not letting their ex go. And for some, they keep trying to work things out with an ex over and over and over and over. When it comes to cycles like this, particularly when it deals with twins, you have got to fully let them go. Stand firm in that, even though it hurts. This card is, which you're unaware of, it's 50. It's the last card in this deck, so you had to let that go. But you have to let those things go to end that cycle. But when you let go, particularly with twins, what you'll notice is they will let go as well of the person that's not good for them. The more you hold on to them, and in the situation, so for those of you that were in the situation, you weren't getting what you wanted, they weren't really communicating, things were not going smoothly, you could tell they kept leaving you to go and try and be back with someone else. And no matter how hard it was, it wasn't a healthy, with the state, divine love, twin flame, twin soul, soulmate, if it's not working, and for those of you in this situation, it was not working, you were not getting what you need, what you want, what you desire. It was not healthy where it was. So you have to end things to go through a transformation. But where it was not healthy. You were continuing to grip onto that unhealthy relationship. You finally let it go. You finally had to stand your ground and let it go, which is good. You're being commended on that. Same thing for this partner, for those of you that they've been involved with someone else. They've held on to an unhealthy relationship. That's not good for them. So for some of you, you find that by you releasing, they will release as well. Because what you're unaware of is this is an ending. It's number 50. It says, consider your foundation. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. And love, you know, we don't get guarantees. It's total leap of faith. You have to hope that it works out. I mean, we don't go into a relationship thinking, okay, this isn't going to work out. We go into it hoping, okay, this is going to work. I have faith this is going to work. You can't go into it closed off. Okay, so what you're not aware of. We've got the full moon there. We've got the new moon here. Your partner, he's discovering that the foundation he has built with someone else is not on a firm foundation. In this time that we're going through, the cycle that we're going through, there's these owls up here. He is receiving the wisdom that it's not a solid foundation. Because no matter how he tries to make it work, it does not work. He's maintained loyalty to that person. He's tried. I mean, you got to give him credit. You got to give him credit for trying. I mean, he's definitely tried. But it's been a disaster every time. It always falls apart. And it falls apart with a lot of contention and anger. But you're not aware of that. You don't know that because for some of you, you aren't even talking to each other. Now, as far as what they're recommending you do this next week, you have vision. And this is all about listening to, honoring, taking action step on those, you know, spiritual insights, spiritual visions, images, things that we're getting, the intuitive information. So some of you are getting some intuitive information in your dreams at night. So this week, okay, some of you are tuning them out. Okay. So this week, ask Archangel Michael, when you go to sleep at night, ask him to help you remember the dreams and the messages that you are receiving at night when you wake up. So that way, because they're giving you some action steps and some information of what to do from here. Some of you are getting a lot of signs during the day and you're not really noticing those because you're just overwhelmed with life. There's a lot going on. So you're not really noticing those. So that's why they're trying to come in your dreams at night. But you're not getting those. So if you ask Archangel Michael, please help me remember my dreams. Help me remember the messages that you're giving me. Also help me receive the clear vision that I need to see this situation truly as it is. And to know my action steps. And then for some of you, you're going to get some aha once you notice that you've got a couple dreams. You'll be like, huh, I kind of had this weird thing happen at work or at the grocery store the other day. And I had a feeling that that's what they were trying to guide me to do. But it starts with noticing those, seeing those, because they're trying to give you some action steps and give you some clarity. So let's, real fast. Okay, so yes, so we have the widower, and we'll just do all four of them real quick, but we're going to do them real fast because I'm trying to get these all done for you guys. Veldevo, so we have the widower, someone who is stuck to their past, mourning the loss of their past. We have the happiness of the heart and the desperche, which is, you know, your sadness, worry, affliction, heartache, tears. And so for those of you, this was a relationship with someone and he was still stuck to his past. Lonely. It's also, you know, speaks of a man who's very lonely because he's stuck to his past. He's totally closed off here. And you thought that this was, okay, this is the love of his lifetime, this is going to work, but because he was still stuck to his past, not opening his heart truly to love, it's left you in a state of sadness and despair because you've had to finally walk away from that. But you've had to walk away from it for good reason. Yeah. So we have the morte, which is the death, total detachment, ending a situation. We have the ammalato, the sick person, the casa, the home. So yes, so for some of you, you know that you had to stand your ground. This is also transformation. So you've had to stand your ground and tell them that, okay, you have to let this go. You have to let this past go. This foundation, this home that you built with someone else, in order for us to move forward, you have to let that go. And that made him sick and worried and pull away, become reclusive. Because you let, okay, this has to end, this foundation, in order for us to move forward. He pulled away, and then it had to end. Yeah. So the grand constellation, the reunion, and the stanza of the room. So he has, these are two Yeah, they're two different women. So for many, what you're unaware of is he has this wife, ex from the past. He's been trying for a very long time to make things work. He's been trying over and over and over for this foundation to bring the two of them back together, this love that he's been loyal and faithful to. But every time it ends in disagreements and anger. See how everything's upturned and beat up and no one's in the room. No one's there. So every time, you know, they were saying earlier, he keeps trying. No matter how much he tries, it doesn't work out. But he's seeing that now. Because that's not who they're meant to be with. They're meant to be with you. Okay. So we have the Nemo, the Costanza, the Sospiri. Let's see here. So the first card that we have is the Nuptials. This is a union. This is a very highly spiritual union. And then we have the Constance, standing firmly in your ground, standing rooted. And then the longings, desires, memories, nostalgia. So for those of you, you can tell that this connection is a divine connection. But you've had everything fall apart with that person because you've had to stand your ground. It's good that you stood your ground. But because you are in a state of sadness, you are in a state of longing, you would like to come back together. They're saying continue to stand firm in your ground. Because by doing that, that's what's going to bring your ship in. You know how they were saying earlier that to break that karmic cycle, you had to let them go in order for them to let this person go? They've been trying to give you some information about that because it's been very difficult for you to let go. And for some of you, you know, he just up and disappeared, so it wasn't really your choice to let go, but you've still been fighting letting go. So for some of you, they're still trying to get you to let go. So for some of you, these visions, this information that they're giving you, they're trying to get you to let go. Let go, let God. Have faith that, okay, this is a divine love. I really want this to work out. I hope that this is going to work out. But if you're clinging so desperately, they're going to continue to cling to that person. Because when it comes to divine relationships, particularly with twins, twins are meant to come together. But there's stuff that has to occur, there's healing that has to occur, there's all these different steps and things that have to occur first. But if there's a karmic cycle, and essentially the karmic cycle is learning to love yourself, you have to love yourself enough to know that you deserve better than this. You deserve someone who is going to be 100% all in with you, not someone else. So twin, soulmate, doesn't matter. And if they're not going to give you what you deserve, then you need to let them go. Because if they're divine love, they're going to come back. But that's you stepping in, loving yourself enough to know you deserve better than that. Many of you have seen that. They're commending you on that. And you've fully let go, let God. But there's some of you still that they're saying that you do need to let go. You're spending a lot of time, see, she's still got her little tissue. You're still spending a lot of time crying a lot, thinking a lot, focused on him all the time, and you can change the gender. But you have got to let it go. Because by you letting go, they will let go. They'll let go. You have to end that cycle. They're trying to get you to do that this week. So ask that they help you remember your dreams. Ask that they help you fully let go. It is something that does take some courage, takes some help. Ask Archangel Michael to come in and help you with that because he helps give us courage and strength to do things that we're struggling with. And call on your whole team of angels because they can't help you. They won't help you unless you ask for help, except for instances that is a life or death situation. So you need to ask for their help, and then they will swoop in and help you with that. So I do hope, Leo, that this helps you, and I do wish you all an amazing week filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.